And now the WNBA is facing a playoff with no Caitlin Clark, far and away their biggest superstar. No Napheesa Collier. That looks like that's a wrap. And no Sophie Cunningham, somebody else that obviously draws some eyes to the television screen.
The WNBA just walked straight into a nightmare, and it's the kind of disaster you couldn't script if you tried. Playoffs are supposed to be the crown jewel, the time when stars shine brightest, casual fans tune in, and the league proves it belongs on the big stage. Instead, the biggest names, the faces of the sport, are gone. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who single-handedly turned every Fever game into must-see TV, sidelined with an injury. Napheesa Collier, the heartbeat of the Minnesota Lynx and a leader respected league-wide, hurt. Sophie Cunningham, one of the rare players with both skill and charisma to pull in outside eyeballs, out of the picture completely. And this isn't just about losing 3 athletes, it's about losing the entire marketing engine that kept the WNBA relevant this year. Clark filled stadiums coast to coast. Collier was supposed to anchor a deep playoff run. Cunningham had social media buzzing with her fiery personality. Strip all that away, and what's left? A postseason with no sparkle. Ticket resale markets are tanking, watch parties are shrinking, and hashtags that once trended during Fever games are dead silent. The timing couldn't be worse. For a league still clawing for mainstream respect, this isn't just bad luck. It's a nightmare that threatens to undo months of momentum in a single week.
Last night, Cheryl Reeve went frickin' nuclear because we all saw what happened. Multiple instances where it looked like Alyssa Thomas fouled the living hell out of Collier. They think Collier has a fractured ankle.
And the fallout hit like a lightning bolt. Minnesota Lynx coach Cheryl Reeve, a veteran of the game, a coach who doesn't normally lose her cool, snapped. She completely erupted on the sidelines after watching Collier get hammered over and over without so much as a whistle. You could feel the anger boiling over, not from one bad call, but from months of frustration. The camera caught her screaming, pacing, and unleashing fury in a way that instantly went viral. Fans who'd spent years mocking Reeve suddenly flipped, flooding Twitter with comments like, "She's finally saying what we've all been thinking." But here's where it got bigger. Cheryl wasn't alone. Just days earlier, Becky Hammon, coach of the powerhouse Las Vegas Aces, blasted the league for its pathetic officiating standards. 2 championship coaches, both respected, both furious, within the same week. That's not coincidence. That's a mutiny. This wasn't about one game or one injury. This was about a league-wide problem, boiling over at the worst possible moment, and fans connected the dots instantly. If Hammon and Reeve, 2 of the most established voices in the league, are both saying it's broken, then maybe it really is broken.
They put out a statement, and this statement says, Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve has been suspended. Oh, it calls for some accountability, and it gets you suspended.
So how did the WNBA handle it? Did they acknowledge the growing outrage? Did they admit the officiating looked awful on national TV? Number. They did what they always do, silence the critics. The league released a statement suspending Cheryl Reeve for 1 game, citing her conduct and comments. On top of that, they fined her assistant coaches just to rub salt in the wound. It was a textbook message from leadership. Speak out and we'll bury you. Fans didn't see discipline. They saw intimidation. And here's the cruel twist. Cheryl wasn't out there throwing a tantrum for herself. She was fighting for Napheesa Collier, a star who many believe left the game with a fractured ankle after repeated blows from Alyssa Thomas's ultra-physical play. Think about that. A coach doing her job defending her player gets punished while the officials who let it happen skate free. It's backwards. It's corrupt. Fans flooded the comments with phrases like protecting refs, not players, and WNBA doesn't want accountability. And the optics? Terrible. Instead of addressing the broken system, the league doubled down on silencing one of its most recognizable coaches. That's not just a bad look. That's a warning sign that the league cares more about protecting its image than protecting its stars.
I've never seen anything like this. I've been in tune to sports for 50 years. I don't remember anything like this that was this dumb, this illiterate.
The reaction online wasn't just big, it was a firestorm. Cheryl Reeve's sideline meltdown instantly became the clip of the night, spreading across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram reels like wildfire. Fans who normally dragged her were suddenly cheering her on, saying, "Finally, someone's calling it out." Even rival fan bases admitted she had every right to lose it. The debate wasn't about whether she crossed a line. It was about why the WNBA keeps crossing one by protecting refs and burying criticism. And that's where things turned even uglier. Comment sections lit up with the same word over and over: cover-up. People were convinced the league wasn't suspending Cheryl to enforce professionalism. They were silencing her before the cracks in officiating became too obvious to ignore. Memes popped up showing Engelbert with duct tape, jokes about WNBA thought police, and posts saying this league punishes truth more than bad calls. The message spreading online was brutal. If coaches can't speak, who's left to protect the players? That's the dangerous territory the WNBA has wandered into, losing not just control of the narrative, but the trust of the very audience it's desperate to win over.
Minnesota Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve has been suspended for 1 game for her conduct and comments during and following the Lynx' 84-76 loss to the Mercury at Phoenix Arena in Phoenix on Friday.
And just when it felt like the chaos had peaked, one simple Twitter poll poured gasoline on the fire. The question: would you watch an Aces versus Mercury finals? Nearly 500 fans voted, and the results were devastating. A clear majority said no, not maybe, not depends, just flat out no. And the replies underneath were even harsher. Fans mocked it as the most unwatchable finals in history and blasted Aja Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, and Dewana Bonner as the most unlikable trio in one series. That's not the buzz a league wants heading into its biggest showcase. That's brand collapse in real time. Think about the optics, the championship series, the very stage that's supposed to elevate the league to mainstream attention, and fans are literally dreading it. Some even said they'd rather not watch at all than sit through a finals without Clark, Collier, or Reese. That's devastating. Championship series are supposed to spike ratings, bring in casuals, and lock in new fans. Instead, this poll went viral as proof that the WNBA's product doesn't sell without its marketable stars. The message was loud and clear. Fans don't just want basketball, they want personalities, rivalries, and drama attached to the right players. Without that, even the finals feel empty.
I'm going to show you guys a poll in a minute that a fan put out on Twitter that tells you exactly how much sports fans do not want to see a Mercury versus Aces finals.
And yet, if you listen to Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, you'd think everything was sunshine. She acts like any drama is good drama, smiling at pressers as if chaos equals progress. But fans aren't fooled. Numbers are numbers, and right now, they're brutal. Watch party streams that used to explode whenever Caitlin Clark hit the court are now ghost towns. Attendance cut in half. Analytics from YouTube and Twitch creators covering games show steep drop-offs since Clark, Collier, and Cunningham went out. And when independent creators, the people giving the WNBA free publicity, are openly posting screenshots of collapsing viewership, you can't spin that away. And here's the real kicker. This isn't a one-off slump, it's an exposed weakness. The WNBA's momentum isn't built on steady growth, it's built on the shoulders of a few stars. Strip them away and the whole foundation cracks. That's why fans are calling Engelbert's drama is good attitude completely delusional. What she sees as buzz, the fans see as backlash. And worse, players see it too. Athletes who risk injuries every night are watching a league that shrugs off accountability while cashing in on their names. If Engelbert doesn't change course fast, the backlash could turn into something scarier. Players, fans, and even coaches walking away, convinced the WNBA's leadership has no clue how fragile its own product really is.
And Cathy probably thinks this is all good. I guarantee you, she believes all of this drama is good for the league.
And that brings us to the elephant in the room. The stars who actually drive this league are missing in action. Caitlin Clark, the rookie who turned every Fever game into a media circus, sidelined. Sophie Cunningham, the fiery personality fans love to follow on and off the court, gone. Napheesa Collier, the steady leader of the Lynx, hurt. Angel Reese, who may be polarizing but guarantees headlines every time she steps on the floor, didn't even make it to this stage. And Paige Buchers, the college star with a massive following who could have been part of the conversation, still waiting for her shot. That's the reality. These are the names that make casual fans care. They trend on Twitter, they pack arenas, they show up in highlight reels and TikTok edits. Without them, the playoffs feel like a hardcore fans-only event, stripped of the crossover appeal that made the regular season pop, and the damage goes beyond numbers. It hits the culture. The WNBA was just starting to break through into mainstream conversation, finally showing up on ESPN's front page and getting debated on talk shows. But now, without its marketable stars, that momentum evaporates. Instead of proving the league belongs in the spotlight, this postseason has exposed how fragile its grip really is.
We're having your most popular athletes. Look, I can say a lot of things about Angel Reese. I can. But she obviously has some fans. She's nowhere to be found in your playoffs. Now, her team wasn't any good. Paige Beckers has a following. Nowhere to be found. Sonia Centron, nowhere to be found. Caitlin Clark, Napheesa Collier, Sophie Cunningham, not in your playoffs.
And the numbers don't just hint at that weakness, they expose it brutally. Picture the finals matchup the league could have had. Caitlin Clark versus Aja Wilson. The rookie phenom against the reigning MVP. A dream rivalry tailor-made for storylines, TV promos, and viral debates. That series could have cracked 3 million viewers, maybe even more, setting records and cementing the WNBA as a mainstream player. Instead, projections now hover between 1.2 and 1.5 million. That's nearly slicing the audience in half. And here's why that matters. Opportunities like this don't come around often. A rookie with Clark's hype clashing against a dynasty like the Aces is a once-in-a-decade lightning strike. But instead of capitalizing, the WNBA is stuck with a finals fans openly say they don't want to watch. It's not just a missed opportunity. It's a warning sign. The league can't afford to waste generational talent like Clark, Collier, or even Reese by failing to build around them. Because once viewers tune out, they don't always come back. And fans are already saying it. We would have watched Clark versus Aya, but this? Nah, I'll pass. That's the nightmare every commissioner dreads. Your showcase event turning into a shrug.
What do we think that, look, let's say Caitlin Clark and Sophie were playing in this series. 3.5 million people, maybe? They're getting 1.5. 3 million. We'll just say 3 million. Aja Wilson versus Caitlin Clark. That'd have been 3 million people tuned into that.
And so we arrive at the brutal conclusion. This isn't just a tough playoff stretch. It's a full-on clown show. Coaches suspended for demanding accountability. Refs shielded after missing obvious fouls. Stars sidelined right when the league needed them most. And leadership smiling through press conferences like nothing's wrong. Fans are calling it out, creators are mocking it, and even diehards are starting to admit the obvious. The WNBA blew it. For years, the league has fought tooth and nail to prove it belongs on the big stage, clawing for legitimacy and mainstream respect. But this postseason has stripped all of that progress bare. Ratings down, buzz gone, trust shattered. Instead of delivering a breakthrough moment, the WNBA has showcased every weakness at once: over-reliance on a handful of stars, lack of accountability in leadership, and a product that collapses the second those stars vanish. Unless something changes fast, this playoff run won't be remembered as a stepping stone. It'll go down as the biggest missed opportunity in league history. And fans are already asking the question the WNBA fears most. If this is the best you've got, why should we keep watching?